What's good, my G's? Your boy Snow, ignorant gamers in the house. How you doing? How you living? How you gaming? Of course, if you don't already know, G stands for Gamerz. Want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been subscribed. Thank you. And if you're new here, give us a few videos and you'll hear messages like this and you can unsubscribe. But welcome to the channel. Now let me get into this Doom beta. I played on the PlayStation 4, did download it on the Xbox One, didn't even bother to touch it on the Xbox One. Nothing against the Xbox One, I just felt like I had enough of the experience on one console, so it didn't matter. The same thing would have happened vice versa. There's a lot of conversation going around this game. You're gonna hear a lot of Quake 3, you're gonna hear a lot of Unreal Tournament. Both games are essential to my gaming multiplayer wise. You're gonna hear, Call of Duty thrown in there. You're gonna hear Halo ripoffs in there. You're gonna hear a lot of mixed things like that. And for lack of defense, I'm going to say, because we live in an era where things are like or not like, that's how people are able to describe things. And I'm gonna say yes, they're correct, but they're being said in negative contexts, and I don't think that should be the end-all be-all for this game, for this beta. And the one thing I want to point out is that it is a beta, and I'm not saying nothing like specifically to this game, but just in general, when we're playing betas, remember that it is a fucking beta. But let me just give you my slightly more detailed thoughts about the game. First off, the visuals of the game. I do feel like I was a little robbed of what was sold to me, but then again, I'm not sure which footage that was sold to me as, but it didn't feel like that. Is the graphics capable? Oh yeah, the graphics are definitely optimized for fast gameplay, smooth gameplay, gameplay that could probably work under high duration or high pings. Excuse me, I'm a little stuffy right now. I feel like it was geared towards that. I also feel like if the Division was able to carve out a little bit more after the beta, that these guys will probably do it too. So I'm gonna leave that alone. God damn, what the hell's going on my nose? Anyway, what I want to talk about is the what I did like. I love actually the fact that I got in and was dying left and right. And part of the reason why I was dying left and right was because it's using a mechanic that I haven't been able to get in a very long time. It was using mechanics that I wasn't able to pick up and just play because it's the most current video game scheme being used right now. What the hell's going on? I'm fucking breathing. Anyway, but at the same time, I loved it because it wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna come through. I was just playing this other shooting game today and I'm gonna just jump in this one and then bang you guys out and I'm gonna go do my next thing. Nah, you got penalized for it. You got punished for it. This is what old school shooters were. Old school shooters had that, like, everybody had their own thing, and that was a good or a bad thing. But this is probably one of the things that I could like, this was a good thing, because a lot of times we are playing these games and they're just pretty much pick up and play because they're all following the same suit. And even though that the mechanic was fluid enough to play with, I had to still understand what was being done in the game, what the flow of the traffic was, what the flow of the guns was, and everything like that. So that was pretty cool. At the beginning, I loved that there was stuff on the map. Everything's just going off right now. I love that there was stuff on the maps that I could pick up and everything, but then I started to realize after a few games that it didn't matter nothing because I had a loadout, and some of my loaders had me feeling like I was God already. So what was the point of the pickups on the map? And that's when things started to really take a turn for me, and started going down the deep end. Again, I'm not bashing the game. I know there's a lot of bashing going on. I'm just sharing my experience with it. I felt the loadouts for the modes that was there weren't needed because it's an arena shooter. That's what Quake 3 is. That's what Quake Arena does. You know what I mean? Unreal Tournament, although a larger scale, is an arena shooter. And for some reason, it just didn't feel right. Maybe there's another mode that's in there where it will, but it needed not to be in those modes. Another dope thing about it was the Warpath mode. I think it was Warpath, when you're basically traveling control points. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That was pretty dope. But for the most part, you know, splash damage with the rockets. You could spawn with rockets. You know, I like how some of the guns had a dual function. You know, I had shooting one gun where, you know, I'm basically charging up something, I shoot it across the map, and I would have to hit the L2 button to detonate it, or I could just do a direct damage hit. Like, that was pretty cool. But all in all, I feel like, you know, without going too much, I don't want to go too much long in the video. I feel like, you know, this game will probably be more single player focused. I think my boy Duck said this first. I first heard him say it. Exhausted Duck. I leave him exhausted when I leave him a link in the description below. He said that, you know, this one isn't multiplayer wise, isn't going to make it past 2 months or something like that. And I kind of agree with him. It will find its niche crowd. It will hit its niche demographic. But I don't think it'll be something that a lot of people will be into for too long. And I'm not saying it's a straight up success. I say if it's 5-star, 3 out of 5. And then 3 out of 5 isn't terrible, people. It's just, you know, the timing of this game as well. It's gonna be a problem. And if you own Halo, I don't see why you would do this over Halo, unless you really hate Halo. But other than that, I mean, like I said, the Quake Arena feel, like I missed that in games. And even though this is it just still didn't feel right for me. So, you know, this is probably be a later pickup for me, and it will be more of a what I know Doom for, which is single player campaign. So I'm really excited for the single player, and I'm not gonna let the multiplayer represent the single player. So, you know, stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the game, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Give us a few videos. And like I said in the beginning, you'll hear a couple of videos with this message in it. And if you're not feeling us then, you can always unsubscribe. Hey, it's free. Anyways, I'm your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers, and I'm out. Peace.